This doctoral colloquium and work-in-progress paper reports the approach one team of researchers is using to examine a commercially available serious game called Spiritfarer. The research will explore Spiritfarer's potential to provide meaningful opportunities for learning and to elicit emotional responses from its players, pertaining especially to issues of end-of-life care. Serious games have demonstrated effectiveness in end-of-life care for both providers and their patients. Recent studies have shown promising results in the use of serious games and simulations to develop empathy in healthcare providers towards geriatric patients and those recently diagnosed with terminal illnesses. Patients themselves have also been the beneficiaries and end users of these empathic interventions. However, while serious games have been discussed widely in literature, there is a lack of empirical research that explores the potential of the medium in broader societal-based educational contexts. In Spiritfarer, players assume the role of Stella, who has been charged by Charon with caring for deceased passengers aboard Stella's ship to ease their passage through the Everdoor, the portal to the afterlife. Before the spirits in her charge can make their final voyage to the Everdoor, Stella must make them comfortable by meeting their needs and resolve their unfinished business by completing quests. Much of this work includes what we typically associate with resource management games, such as farming, fishing, and crafting, to obtain the supplies required to care for her passengers and make improvements to the ship. In contrast to most resource management games, the emphasis in Spiritfarer is on relationships rather than resource collection. The player's gameplay experiences in ship are instead marked by frequent physical reminders of loss. Spiritfarer addresses weighty themes for players to unpack, but these themes are counterbalanced against its cozy aesthetic, which has been likened to Yoshida woodblock prints and Miyazaki films. The distinctive aesthetic and revisionist myth-making of an empowered female protagonist replacing Charon would also qualify Spiritfarer as an art game. Spiritfarer has been widely commended for its innovative gameplay, narrative, and character development, and the investigators hope to discover effective and educational outcomes from players' experiences. The present study will be guided by the following research questions. What gameplay elements elicit emotions from players of Spiritfarer? What is the nature of players' emotional responses? And how does Spiritfarer impact attitudes toward end-of-life care? This study will employ lived experience descriptions, a phenomenological approach consisting of open-ended survey questions and virtual semi-structured interviews. Many studies examining the lived experiences of gamers have focused on game content rather than the various personal meanings that play holds for gamers. Yet this is a rich area for better understanding gamers' perceptions and motivations. Study participants will be limited to adult gamers who have previously played Spiritfarer. Participants will be recruited through flyers and social media announcement targeting groups and forums dedicated to Spiritfarer. Additional participants will be recruited through snowball sampling. This will likely prove an effective sampling method due to the game's devoted, connected fan base. The two qualitative instruments to be pilot tested in this study are the Lived Experience Description Questionnaire and the Semi-Structured Interview Protocol. The LED questionnaire consists of open-ended questions asking participants to describe their experiences playing Spiritfarer, including its most compelling narrative elements, gameplay mechanics, and its perceived educational value. The design of these instruments is based on previously published work that examined the potential societal and educational impacts of playing Pokemon Go. The purpose of this study is to gather insights about players' learning and reflections on the themes presented in Spiritfarer through analyses of their experiences and perspectives. Players' perspectives on topics such as death, grief, and loss are of particular interest. The investigators also expect that insights from this study will indicate future paths of fruitful research, including the use of serious games with specific populations and professions to enhance skills, dispositions, and empathy. To date, many game-based interventions in palliative care have relied largely on role-playing and card games. Therefore, this initial study could potentially expand another avenue of game-based research in palliative care through serious and commercial off-the-shelf video games.